People who run businesses are going to want to tailor the space to their businesses, not tailor their business to the space. What's going on, everybody? My name is Andrew, and today I'm in Hamilton, Ontario on beautiful Locke Street, and I want to show you guys this beautiful mixed commercial residential property that we're going to be prepping for sale, the do's and don'ts. Let's get into it right now. All right, so we're now walking into the main area of this mixed commercial residential property. Now, before we really get into the space, I want to qualify something. Mixed commercial residential, it means that there is some commercial zoning and something that can be like a storefront, like in this case, where it looks like it should have a commercial store on the main floor, and then there's going to be residential for an owner occupied live-in workspace to be arranged. So let's show you this space and tell you what we're going to do with it. Now, right now we're in the primary space of the commercial unit. When we walk in over there, there is the veranda outside in the front, and then we have this nice space with these wood accents in the main area. Now, as we're looking at it, you can tell this almost feels like a coffee shop type thing. It really gives you that kind of vibe. It's got the exposed brick, some nice wood finishes, the wooden beams. I can definitely see us putting some barista tables lined up here with maybe a little couch over here. The only thing that messes this up is actually this commercial glass. Now, this is something you would put into an office, and you know, it's not, I don't know why the previous tenant put this here. I think they were using it as an office. It doesn't really matter, but now the question is, what is it that we're gonna do with the building because we wanna put it out for sale? Now, a lot of the times people are gonna sell these mixed-use commercial properties with a tenant, but this is a little bit of a unique building because it has that live-in situation. As you're gonna see, we're gonna walk in and the commercial space is slightly connected with the living space. But now, how do you decide what stuff you should be doing and what stuff you shouldn't? Looking at this, you want to target an audience. You want to say, who am I trying to sell this to when you are prepping it for sale? And so you don't want to get too heavy into shaping everything the way you think it should be used. Remember, in previous videos I've told you how what we're always trying to do is we're trying to create space potential, and that's why sometimes we open things up, is because when you open it up, it's a blank canvas for somebody else to do something with. They obviously put this glass there after the fact because that's what suited their purpose. Imagine if we did it and now it doesn't suit the next person's purpose. This is one of those things where we could move it, but whether or not we do might not necessarily make or break the deal when somebody comes in and looks at it. They might look at it and say it's funny, or they might look at it and say this is perfect for what we want to do. So don't limit your options, open them. Now, as we go into the living space from the commercial space, you can see here that it could theoretically just be blocked off, but this is now access that somebody who's living in the residential side is going to have to the commercial side, which is a great selling feature for a lot of people. We're going to find a lot of great residential living space. But again, what is it that we're going to do with it? If you don't know how the space should be used, the easiest thing is to just clean it up, paint the baseboards, paint the ceilings, change the lights where needed. Don't go overboard and make everything the way you want it, because you're not keeping it, you're selling it for somebody else. When it comes to some of the oddities you might find in the building that you might want to keep, we're looking at things like this nice little red fireplace. Some people are gonna love it, some people are gonna hate it, but you don't have to remove it if it's acceptable. Now, when we're talking about what is and isn't acceptable to leave or what you need to change, cleanliness is not up for debate. You always need to make sure that the place is as clean as you can possibly make it. Even if you have a basement, if it's not clean, clean it, because you know, I'm sure you've gone into some places where you're looking at the basement space and saying, I can't even use this. At least if it's clean, you think I can put my stuff down there. Again, cleanliness opens up the perception of potential. It's not something that somebody's going to come in here and say, this is the deal breaker for this multi-million-dollar building. I'm not buying this because that kitchen countertop is blue. Again, what you don't want to do is somebody can come in here and say, I'm going to fix this, I'm going to change this the way I like it. But if you already made everything new the way you like it, and that person says, I wouldn't have done it this way, now you're putting somebody else in a position to pay more for what you wanted, and they're still gonna have to change it, and it might deter somebody from buying that property. So you don't wanna do that. Going up into the third floor, I think this is where we have the bedrooms, and this is where it's a little bit funky. If you can see here, this is kind of like that treehouse vibe going on, where you have the room on the left, the room on the right. Now, these aren't the biggest rooms, but they are the highest rooms. It's definitely a nice feeling to be able to stand here, look out, and see beautiful Locke Street and watch life go by. Now, in thinking that we're gonna sell this property to somebody that is likely going to want to operate their business from the main floor commercial space, you don't want to change too many things, and we want to just keep things as simple as possible. In this property, we're actually intending on spending no more than about $30,000, and even that might seem like a lot in order to prepare this for sale, but a lot of it is going to simple things like cleanup, painting, some trims, essential repairs, but again, we're not changing anything in terms of the way that the place is designed to function. The difference between residential properties and commercial is that residential, there is a standard expectation. There is a level, a tier level and grade as to what people are going to buy when it comes to the quality of the inside, the renovations that we're talking about. With commercial, it's typical that people who are coming in are going to do a lot of their own things, because people who run businesses are going to want to tailor the space to their businesses, not tailor their business to the space. So make sure to keep that in mind. All right, guys, so I hope that helps you as a quick overview of how you can prepare your commercial property for sale. A couple things to recap here. Remember, when you're doing a property like this, you don't want to be imposing too much about what you want to do with a property. With residential, there's some easy essential things that you can do, like new bathrooms, new kitchen, but in commercial, somebody's going to be coming in and putting the things in that they want. So leave a little bit of room for thought for the buyer. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you need to contact us for any information on how to either buy investment property or sell investment property, make sure to contact us via the link in the description below. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you for the Property Hustle.